What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 23rd day of January. Here we are sitting at about $1.94 right now with roughly 5 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. XRP has recently broken out of a very long downtrend. Right? We've recently broken out here. And I think now what we're doing is we're actually back testing the resistance line, or maybe the line of best fit for this downtrend. Let's see. If we had like a line, literally a line of best fit, resistance there, resistance, resistance, resistance here, support right there. It's pretty perfect. And in that sense, maybe we're in some kind of greater channel down. Let me see. I've actually not considered this, but let's just see here. If we were to take this high, connect the dots to this high, there we go, we're still in it. Put it at this low maybe. It looks pretty good. I'm going to connect the dot down to this low, and then I'm just going to see if I can shave this, if that changes anything. Yeah, something like that. That's probably a better fit channel. The white lines are the important lines. The green lines are kind of secondary support and resistance lines, but you can kind of see maybe we are still in this channel. And in which case, if we are, and I suppose we are, we still have like lower highs and all that stuff. Yes, it's a higher high here, but you had a higher high here too. That didn't count. It's not a higher high. It's still a lower high in the grand aspect of this channel. If we find support here and we move up, getting above like $2.30 will be very significant. It might be a level that people don't consider as significant, but it is, because we will be basically simultaneously seeing a higher high, validating this structure, this higher low, higher high structure. Simultaneously with that, we'll be getting a higher high and breaking out of this downward sloping channel, if this is a channel, if this channel is to be respected. And that all happens right around 230, really probably like 240. But when we get above 230, that's the break of this channel, and that probably sends us higher, which will take us to higher highs. There's a lot of significance here at this like 230 level. It's 227. It's not even 230. Right where we are today, that would be at like 232. Depending on when we get there, maybe we break out by the end of January. Maybe we're breaking out in February. And if that's the case, this line only goes down. It only makes the breakout easier to achieve. At the end of the day, I think we're finding support right in the heart of this channel down, this channel that we've been in since July, and I think that's significant in itself. Should be a cause for belief that we move up, and then a break of this channel overall should be a cause to celebrate that we're going to go to new all-time highs. I mean, imagine you're in a downward sloping channel for months, for the better part of like probably like almost 9 months, and then you break that channel. You would assume, and you have higher highs and higher lows, you'd have to assume that you're in the midst of a new trend, right? And that new trend starting here, the new trend officially, by definition, starting here, when you actually like label it, when you actually certify that you are in a trend, and the all-time highs are here, I think that just symbolizes that we're going to see new all-time highs, that this new trend will absolutely take us to new all-time highs in time. I want to get into the short-term stuff. We can talk more about the long-term stuff at the end of the video, but I'm very confident in XRP here. I really do doubt that we go below these levels here. It's possible. Anything can happen, but there's a very strong probability that we don't go below the lows that we established on the 19th. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see if these shorter term time frames can help validate that or verify that. Now we are moving sideways and we are kind of choppy. The indicators might be a little bit weird here. Let's look at something with some volume on it. We'll go to Binance, because Coinbase delisted XRP and then relisted it, so they lost all their history. Man, let's see. The cost of compliance, right? Coinbase delisted XRP when they got sued by the SEC, and they did that just to protect their own asses, but then they relisted it later, and now we lost all the historical data from the Coinbase chart. The cost of compliance. The RSI is very neutral. You have a bullish posture to it, but it is neutral. You're finding resistance here at the same place as you found resistance, so you're just consolidating, so that's fine. The MACD looks like it's about to cross. You're getting to those proper, and your stochastics are overbought. You're getting into those areas where bullish dominance comes in, where bullish control comes in, where you start to expect to see kind of breakouts moving higher. But I just don't think that we're going to do that right now, right? It's Friday, the weekend's upon us, maybe Saturday, Sunday, we're moving like this, and then late Sunday or Monday, we move up. Maybe we move up, we move down, we do whatever, we move down, we move up, however it is. I don't think that we go below these lows. I don't think that we go below these lows, but we're more or less probably we're going to do one of two things. Within the next 24 hours, we'll be moving up, which is great, but probably not going to happen because it's the weekend. Or number two, we'll more or less consolidate in this area. Maybe I should draw the bubble a little bit higher too, because we could go higher, lower, whatever. We'll be in this area more or less until Monday or late Sunday, and then start to pump. And then this move up should happen, I think, at that point. 4-hour time frame here. Looking at this, there's definitely a little bit of resistance coming in here. Lower highs, right? Higher lows. You've got a little pennant, little symmetrical triangle pattern going on there. Somebody told me that when a pattern like this is more than 70% of the way through, like to its apex, the apex is that focal point there, that it's invalid. I'm like, how is it invalid? So it's invalid, but then what? We break to the downside, it's invalid? That doesn't make sense. Or it breaks to the upside, it's invalid? That doesn't make any sense. And to my knowledge and how I've learned things and what I've experienced personally is the longer you consolidate in a pattern, the more explosive the move is. Sometimes you consolidate through a pattern and you literally just do this weird little fizzle out and it's like sudden shifts down and up and whatever. Sometimes you get weird stuff like that, but most of the time in a pattern like this, the more you develop into it, the more anticipated the breakout's going to be. Not delegitimized. Looking at this on a 4-hour time frame, I'm probably talking about things that nobody cares about. It's just like semantics of technical analysis, which you're not here for that. You're here for me to tell you price go up. Price go up now. Buy now. Buy. Sell house. Sell mom. Buy. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Hi mom, I love you. $1.94. $1.94. Why did I go to sell mom? I went from sell house to sell mom. I was just thinking about things that are precious in life, okay? That's all I was saying. So really it's a compliment, right? You're a high value being in my life. And anyways, $1.94. Oh my goodness. She watches my videos sometimes. I love you, mom, if you are watching this. $1.94 right now, 45. I genuinely think my mom's my biggest fan. Like I don't know if anybody watches more videos than she does. She's amazing. $1.94. One last shout out, mom. I love you so much. Anyways, yes, guys, yes. Me and my mom have a good relationship. That reminds me of there's this guy that he has a YouTube channel. He goes around and insults people, and he goes, "Hey, you look like you have a good relationship with your parents." But it's not insults. It's like reverse insults. Anyways, guys. Getting distracted here. Yes, I've got a good relationship with my parents. We're at $1.94. Okay. The RSI on the 4-hour, the stochastics, the MACD, it's all kind of neutral here too, honestly. We're doing good things. There is bullish divergence here on the MACD, and you had that divergence in at your low, so that's nice to see. We're still below the zero with our oscillators, and we're coming up now. What I do like is that we built bullish momentum. We didn't really do much with it in terms of price. We did a little bit, but we didn't do much with it. What I like is that we came back down to cross red, but instead of crossing red, we actually bounced, and now we're building bullish momentum again. I think that looks nice. Overall, kind of a bearish circumstance. Stochastics look good. The RSI is overall bearish as well, but you've got bullish prospects here. Again, there is a chance that over the next 24 hours we start to move up. It's there. It's definitely there, but I'm forecasting more of like more consolidation, and then probably Monday or late Sunday, then we move up. And when we move up, and if I'm wrong, I would only expect that I'm wrong from a sense of time, not from a sense of price. I don't think that we're going to move down, if that makes sense. I think we're only going to move up from here. When we move up, the expectation, at least from my end, is that XRP will deliver itself all the way up to its golden ratio, which is at about 277 to 292, and it's a perfect trap up at this level. First and foremost, high to low, everybody and their mother knows about the golden ratio. Everybody. Your trading algorithms, your stockbrokers, whatever, they all know about the golden ratio. Even if they don't respect it, even if they don't use fibs in their analysis, they know about it. They know that it's a significant level. A lot of people, myself included, sometimes we're blind to these significant levels just by looking at the price. What I mean is, if you were expecting a breakout from here and we were going to move up above this high, where might you expect to find resistance? Oh, well, obviously it'd be right here where you found resistance before. Obviously, if we're going to move up here, this would be the next area. And that's very logical. It makes sense. But the way that I do fibs, the way that I do my analysis, and what I've seen happen recently is that a bunch of cryptos have actually gone from their 236 or their 382 levels down to this level, the 069, and then gone right up to their golden ratio. I say a bunch of cryptos, it's like a handful of cryptos that have done that. Or they reject their 069 and then they go down to the golden ratio, whatever it might be. The golden ratio is a perfect trap. And I said trap initially because I meant that. The thought, I think, for most people will be that XRP, whenever it sees a higher high here, you're probably going to find resistance somewhere in this area where you found resistance before, where you got support somewhere in this area. I bet everybody has this mapped out very well. The golden ratio is a small zone, and it's just above this small zone. So wouldn't it be perfect if everybody's like, okay, XRP's bearish, we're in a downtrend, it'll come up here, it'll reject, and it'll go down. Or, okay, XRP's bullish, it'll come up here, I can sell, I'll buy back here for support because it's going to backtest prior resistance for support, and then I'll buy. Everybody's thinking that. They let go, they make a play, whatever here, and then the price keeps pumping up without them. And then next thing you know, you're almost breaking $3, and next thing you know, you're only thinking about not the pullback, but you're thinking about breaking out to new all-time highs, because XRP, when it moves really fast. The FOMO, the fear, the emotions, the irrational thinking, it all starts to come into play. And I think this golden ratio is really going to mess with people that way. Because again, it goes just above where the very obvious expectation is. And when you do that, whenever you exceed people's expectations, euphoria sets in, FOMO sets in, panic sets in, and that's typically where you top off. So I think from here, and I'm making a story here, I'm painting a picture. It doesn't have to happen. Anything can happen. But if this story goes the way that I'm writing it, I think that what we're going to see here is a move that goes directly up to about $2.78 to $2.92, something like that. Find resistance. We'll pull back to this level, maybe this level. Maybe we do pull all the way back here. We'll find support somewhere in this zone, and then we'll continue to rally. And at this point, probably late February, this will be the point that we really expect to see this like kind of high velocity movement come back into play. If not by the end of February, then sometime by the end of March, high velocity movements coming in. We're setting the stage now. We're setting the stage. It's exciting. It's bullish. It's fun. The real fun's going to happen over the next couple of months. I don't have anything else that I really want to say. At this point, if you don't know where I expect the price to go, I don't know what to tell you, but I'll give you a hint. High to low, my expectation genuinely is that XRP will stop somewhere around this level, 1346, and probably just above there. That's my expectation. Hit that like button. So, and then not by the end of the cycle. This is not end of cycle stuff. End of cycle, I think XRP will see $22, $40, maybe $74. Anything in this range here is very possible by the end of the cycle. But by the end of Q1, if not early Q2, something above 13 but below $16 is what I'm looking for. This isn't the same fib that we normally draw because it's on the Binance chart. If you use this chart, you get the all-time data, and then we can use the actual fib, the actual high to the actual low of the pattern, which I think this fib will probably be more respected anyways. Both of them probably get respect, but this one will be more respected, and that target comes in a little bit better here at like 1356. It lines up for that same area. It's very common to wick just a little bit through the 1414. It's somewhat common to wick through the 1886200 level also, which again, that's what we get from this high to low, but I digress. I've got nothing else to say. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Big things are coming. Bye-bye.